Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another interesting tutorial on this channel. Today's tutorial will be the making of an asymmetric yoke bustier, as you can see on the screen right there. So here we call it an asymmetric because it has only one-sided shoulder. And now for an asymmetric drafting, if you have been following Simbright Fashion Academy YouTube channel all the time, you will notice that for asymmetric draftings, we always have our full bodies. Okay, all right, so this is the full bodies front, and that is what we are going to use to insert or draft our bustier. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this all the time. Like this video, share to family and friends, and drop your comments on the comment section as well. So now what we always do first is to mark out our shoulder seam line. The midpoint of the shoulder seam line will be marked out for an accurate over bust tightening. So once that is done, you connect to the bust point. This is the bust point. Okay, then I repeat the same thing on this part as well. So if you don't know how to draft a basic bodies, you need to go back to this channel and watch how to draft the basic body, so you follow up with what we are doing right here. So now the next thing I'll do is the under the bust radius, which is taken from difference from the under bust. You can see where I'm placing my tape. So all I will do is just to rotate my under bust differences. I will rotate it all around. So remember, this is an asymmetric bodies, and I have a full bodies front right here. So that means whatever thing I do here, I'll repeat it here as well. Okay, so we are doing this for so many reasons. Okay, so I keep explaining why you have to go around your bust radius. So now you can see what we have right there. So the next thing we want to do is to create our neckline. So to create the neckline right now, I'll come from the bust point on this line you are seeing here. From the bust point, the bust radius I'll mark, I'll go up by 0.5 so I don't expose my bust. So now whatever thing I have here, from here I'll measure. I have 6.5. From here I have 6.5. So I'll just rule a straight line on that point because I've determined my neckline. So that is the neckline, and on it I'll start building my bustier. So now I'm going to build my bustier on this part. From here to here, I'm going to come in by 0.75, and from here to here 0.75. So I use the straight part of my ruler to connect this, as you can see. Okay, I repeat the same thing right here. Okay, so I will come in from here to here at 0.75, and from here to here 0.75, and I connect like this, like that. Okay, so once that is done, it means the dart I have here, we are going to use it to contour the over bust. Now coming to the under bust. Okay, before we come to the under bust, we need to create the neckline. So to create the neckline, this neckline you are seeing here is a sweetheart neckline. So I will just get the bust radius to make sure my bust is not exposed. So this is the part at which my bust is going to sit. So from the chest line, I'll come by 1 inch, come up on the center front by 1 inch. Then I'll place my pattern ruler on the 1 inch to the neckline. Okay, then I'll place this way, as you can see, running into the neckline. I repeat the same thing right away from here, like this, and I flip my ruler this other way, running into the armhole. So you can see we have our sweetheart drafting. So next we want to do is to contour the underbust. Remember, this is the center front. So from the center front line now, I'll take my underbust measurement, divide by 4, whatever difference I have here. I'll put 0.25 here and the remaining at this point. So I will advise you turn on your notification bell if you want to be receiving videos uploaded every day and following up what we are doing on this channel, so it does not look like film to you. Okay, so if you have been following this, you can understand what we are doing here. So what you can also do is to watch other videos, so you can repeat other videos to understand this better on this channel. So now I'll connect what I have right here. I'll do that for here and do that for here as well. All right, so now we are done contouring. So these are the things, the dots we are going to cut off right away. Can you see? All right, so the main business of this tutorial is the asymmetric yoke. So for the asymmetric yoke, I'm going to build it right on the bodice pattern. And to do that now, from the tip of the shoulder, I'm going to come in by 3 inches. So once I come in by 3 inches, I'm going to connect what I have here to this dart leg, okay, to the dart leg right here. So I will just take it like this. I'm trying to freehand it because sometimes our pattern ruler does not give us exactly what we want. Can you see that? So these are my yoke right now. Everything I'm dotting right here is going to be my yoke, which I'm going to cut out for this asymmetric yoke bustier. Can you see that? Including what we have here is going to serve as the yoke. All right, so it's time for us to cut our pattern. I like to cut my pattern on camera, so you'll be able to see the parts I cut and the parts I did not cut. So I'm cutting on the sides right now. So right now I'm going to cut like this, following the neckline which we just created right away. Can you see? Okay, so I cut on the seam line, I cut on the armhole, then I cut through the bust accommodation, as you can see. So this is what you expected to have for this asymmetric yoke bustier. So I'm going to cut out the yoke. Okay, I'm going to cut out the yoke. So I'm cutting the yoke out, as you can see. So that is how your yoke is going to be cut, and that is how you add your seam allowances and sew. Can you see? All right, so it's time for us to close our bust dart. So to close our bust dart, you cut a dart to close your bust dart. So I choose to cut this, and I choose to cut this as well. Okay. All right, so now I'll cut through this to close up my bust dart. I will apply my adhesive. Okay. So I pick up my bust dart. Make sure you cut very close but not out. I pick up my bust dart, I close. Can you see? So once I close, everything matches up together at this point. Now I'm cutting my bustier. Okay, so please don't give it a sharp point. You can just blend it up. Can you see what I just did? Now I cut this part. I cut what I have right here. I do that for this as well. And finally close up the other bust dart. So you can see this is very easy. So when you are drafting the back piece, like I always tell you, the back piece is not an issue. So since it's an asymmetric, all you need to do is to also do the same thing on the back. Come in by 3 inches for the part that has shoulder, and then you can now draft the other parts as we just did. Okay, so this is what we have right here. This is what we have right here, as you can see, and the yoke comes in like this. So by the time you have finished adding your seam allowances, you are going to first of all sew the whole of your bustier. Make sure, anyway, there's no need making a notch because we have the center front. Okay, you can see the center front, one is concave and one is convex. So that is where the yoke will be attached. You can see that. So by the time we sew this together, this one comes in together, can you see, and matches up, blends up at this point. So you can see at this point there's no need asking why you did not replace that. Okay, so whenever the neckline, you can see the neckline is running into the armhole, you don't need to replace any that because there's no shortage right here. Okay, that is the principle. Then if you look at this also, you can see it runs directly. So what are we replacing? Nothing. The measurement of under our bust circumference is intact. So the highest thing you can do is to add enough seam allowance if you are afraid of having a shortage, but there won't be any shortage right here. All right, so that is this pattern we have right here is if you want your own not to expose your bust. Okay, but the way it is on the thumbnail right there, if you want to go a little deeper, like what we are seeing right there on the screen, you can see the sweetheart neckline got up to the point of bust point. So to achieve that, to have that full illusion as you are seeing on the screen, I would want to put my pepper back. I'm going to put everything together, including the yoke. So I show you how you can go about that particular neckline. So this is how it was before. So what I'm using to create this now, I don't need these ones, okay, because they are not the part of where we want to cut out. So I need only the yoke, as you can see. So if you want it to go deeper, that means you'll be placing your ruler on the bust point or below the bust point. Let me say below the bust point. This is the bust point line. You want it to go like 1 inch below the bust point. All you are going to do is to connect. Remember, we are connecting on this line. So you place your pattern ruler like this on that point. Can you see? This is another way you can achieve exactly what you have on the screen, because if you look at what we have there, you can see it exposed the bust, the cleavage. So if you want that, this is it. It means you are going to extend your yoke. So you can see all of this right now. I'm going to cut it out for that particular dress you are seeing right there on the thumbnail. Okay, so we have 2 of them. You can cut your yoke as shallow if you don't want it too deep. If you want it deeper, of course, if you look here, you can see the dotted lines of my bust radius. That is a guide showing you that you have part of your bust exposed. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this one. This is how you are going to cut this particular one and sew back. Okay, so like I rightly said, it does not concern the other pieces. So what we have on the thumbnail is what I'm cutting right now. The asymmetric yoke I'm cutting right now. You can see the yoke is actually deep. Alright, so if you want exactly what is on the thumbnail, this is what you got right here for that. You can see it's actually deep. So that is that. So for this comes the way they are. Okay, sorry, you can see that. So the only part that we extended now is the yoke. So if you don't want this, and you need this as it is on the thumbnail, you can see there are some parts of the bust showing on that dress. But if you don't want to show your bust, just cut on this line. Can you see the first one we did? So I have to do the 2 of them, so you choose the one that you want to do. So that is it, and that is how we come to the end of this tutorial. So this is going to be cut only one. This is one and this is one, okay, because it's the full bodies we have right there. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this each week. Like this video, share to family and friends, and drop your comments on the comment section and your suggestions as well. So thank you very much for coming, and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.